was once friendly, now stand aside of the line that has been drawn. They've been fighting hippies, but now there's killing on the streets. While small coffins are lined up sadly, now united in defeat. All we always need to hear both sides of the story. Well, the lights are all on, the world is watching now. People looking for truth, we must not fail now, be sure. Before we close our eyes, walk away from here, till you see both sides. White man turns the corner, finds himself within a different world. Ghetto kid grabs his shoulder, throws him up against the wall. He says, would you respect me if I didn't have this gun? 'Cause without it, I don't get it, and that's why I carry one. We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Yes, both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session, hour 106.
An extra dose or doses of the theme song for Both Sides of the Story. Phil Collins, Both Sides of the Story. It is Friday, the 29th of September, 2023, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices, and that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15. Today's world is filled with noise and confusion. Yet through it all, you've heard God's voice. You've felt it in your life, at times deeply. God loves you. God speaks to you in your thoughts, in your heart, and through living prophets. Listen to those living prophets during the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Come hear the words God has for you. Saturday, September 30, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Sunday, October 1, 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Ameritrans International Logistics Limited is a marine and air logistics and supply chain support company. We provide cost-effective and efficient freight forwarding. Located at Shop 7, Seabed Arcade, King Street, Kingston, with international agents in the USA, Canada, and the UK. Call 876-948-0337 or visit our website, www.ameritrans.com. For free consultation, call 876-997-9559. Ameritrans, we help you to keep your promises. Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, the Honorable Floyd Green. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play in its development. That's A Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alton McKenzie on Power 106 FM.
She's hiding in the shadows while they watch them all around.
Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM, 631-359-8281, 631-359-8281. There's also 0330-606-0953. 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to not just listen, but watch what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube. You can search for the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. All you need is a smartphone, a laptop, tablet, computer, any one of those, desktop, and then you'll need connectivity. And then you'll have internet connection. But of course, as we always say, there's one thing about just connecting and actually enjoying connectivity. And so we welcome those who are connected and up and running and a part of the experience. Thank you very much to Jesse Blake, who did duties for us a couple of days ago as we made our trek back from Canada, New York, and back to Jamaica. Thank you very much, Jesse Blake. All the very best. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. So to Velta Wilson in St. Thomas, she says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Hope you will have a great weekend. And we hope the same for you, Velta Wilson. Ricardo continues to share with us his messages and greetings on Facebook Live. Thank you, Ricardo. And somebody asking us to say hello to a brother, Norman Frey in Montego Bay, an ardent listener to the show, we're told. Thank you very much. And all the very best to you. What's on your mind this afternoon? We're anxious to hear from you. We haven't been in touch with you directly in a little while. And so we look forward to connecting with you. The numbers to call, 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And feel free to share with us whatever is on your mind, your thoughts, your ideas, your questions, your suggestions, your recommendations, your issues, whatever is on your mind. Please feel free to share here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. as we take a look the tropical, let's just give you an update on tropical storms uh, Felipe and Rina and Felipe. Rina and Felipe swirling next to each other. So it looks as if they're trying to get together. What a thing. These two tropical systems seem to be in love, trying to get closer and closer to each other. And let's give you some more specifics in terms of the coordinates from the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida. Let's take a look at the tropical weather outlook and give you an update in that regard. So the National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on Tropical Storm Felipe, located several hundred miles east of the northern Leeward Islands. And they're also paying attention to Tropical Storm Rina, located over the central tropical Atlantic. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 7 days. So we'll see what comes of these systems, but at least to be forewarned is to forearm or something to that effect. And so that's the latest. 2 tropical storms east of Florida and another wave developing. We'll see how those unfold as time goes by. Hello, Faye Weller. She says, hello, Mr. Dervan and faithful listeners. I'm here listening. Good to know you're listening, Faye Weller. Welcome. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And let's give you another bit of information here. And we're coming to that in just a moment. Coming to that in a moment. If we can bring this up. We also wanted to give you an idea of what to expect with the busy act in the North Atlantic. So as it is now, there is a trough across Jamaica. The trough is to remain across the island over the weekend. The forecast for the rest of this afternoon, showers and thunderstorms, mainly across central and western parishes. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms. And again, the current regional features being monitored, tropical storms Felipe and Rina, both located across the central tropical Atlantic and trying to get together, it seems, as we look at the satellite imagery. That's what we're seeing, these two systems trying to get together. Jeannie Chambers says, good afternoon, teacher. Good afternoon, Jeannie Chambers. How are things? We're trusting all is well with you and yours. Thank you very much. Let's continue. The Crossburn is out of the blocks very early and very quickly. And so he is going to get the opportunity to join us. Hello, David Crossburn.
Thank you for the opportunity, and good afternoon to you and to all your wonderful listeners.
Good afternoon.
I must say welcome back home, and I'm happy for the task that you have been doing for yourself and our country and those in the diaspora.
Thank you.
When you mention about the conference in Canada, it takes me back with an experience I had attending a Kiwanis convention up in Quebec, outside of Quebec. I think maybe can't pronounce the city properly, but it's Chicoutimi, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge delegation of Jamaicans, maybe about 60. At the time, a gentleman from, I think, Jamaica Broilers, Mr. Carlton Levy, was being he was the governor. He was being elected governor for Eastern Canada and the Caribbean. It's a huge delegation from Jamaica, and I was so happy to be a part of that, representing the South Clarendon Kiwanis Club. That club is now defunct, regrettable, but it was a wonderful experience. The club in South Clarendon was extremely vibrant. We put together about four bus stops that are still functional. The one at Monmouth Crossing, the one at Dawkins Pen. There's one in like going Rocky Point, and there is one at the Alley Primary School. We built all those four bus shelters, the club in South Clarendon. And would you believe that the one at Alley Primary School goes back to about 1741, Dervan. You can, in your information, you can look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But to go back to the conference in Canada, when we took a small plane from Montreal to Quebec. So I was the last one to go on the plane. So by the time I sat down, the attendant was giving me a drink. And the plane swung so much. I could not take the looking down on the St. Lawrence River, I think. So when we went to the convention, all my mind was on the experience to travel back. And I decided, boy, I am not going back on that plane, I'm going taking the bus. And about three of us agreed to take the bus back to Toronto. It was really a good experience at the conference. And the gentlemen from the South Clarendon Club, they were not South Clarendon, the North St. Andrew Club. They were so dynamic and energy packed that they kept the convention entertained.
One moment, please.
Yeah.
He says, would you respect me?
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
You're listening to
Get it. And that's why I carry on. We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. There's no side of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can also call us on WhatsApp, 876-365-3346. Thanks for holding, Mr. Crosburn. Please continue.
And just to conclude, when next you go to Canada, do your utmost to visit the Ontario Science Center. I had the opportunity of visiting, and would you believe, when I went there, the lady, her name is Valerie Hatton, librarian at the Science Center, and she gave me permission, Dervan, to make a game. The game that they had was a wheat game, and it would be so opportune if someone would be interested to upgrade that game now and to incorporate what is happening with the weather. What I did then was to change the wheat game to a sugar and rum game. It basically took us all through the process, and up to 8 persons could play the game, and all through the process of making rum and also our sugar is processed. I converted it from the wheat game. So I didn't get the opportunity to market it or so, I took it to a very influential Jamaican, and when I sent it to him, I had my wife and my young daughter there with me. And he said, son, all I can tell you, I can only give you a good advice. Go and go and ensure that you painted it. Painted
Patent
the game.
or
So I
patent.
just left
Yes.
it at that, but it's not on the market or anything. But the opportunities are there. Anyone want to listen and to be interested, they can just go to the Ontario Science Center and maybe look at what the wheat game is like and how they could carry it forward and to incorporate the climate change that we are experiencing in that game. It would be very interesting and informative for the global community. I thank you for the opportunity and continue to be very strong.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Yeah, all the very best.
Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Michael from Belle Plaine in Clarendon says, good afternoon, teacher. To you and your listeners, I'm here, me and my wife, in Queens, New York. It's raining here from last night, non-stop. Keep safe. You're one in a million. You're very kind, Mike. Thank you very much for your message. Let's keep it rolling. 876-922-4112 to 5. The numbers to call. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-65-3346. And let's see what's up on WhatsApp. As you would imagine, tons of messages from all over the world. Let's see. Going through quickly to separate the ones that still have currency from those which don't. so that we give everybody an opportunity to have a say here on both sides of the story. I'm going to forward this message from Richard. I'm sure he wants to get this message to Althea. So we're going to send it to her. There we go. Message is going. And it's gone. Someone calling us now on the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Hello, good afternoon. Would you like to be on air? All right. Go ahead, please.
I want to congratulate the creative kids.
Yes. No, the radio is distracting you. You have to turn off that radio.
All right, let me get over that because somebody raising that line.
Oh.
Okay. No, the radio is distracting you. I have to turn off that radio. All right, let me get over that.
All right, go ahead, please.
I would like to congratulate the creative kids.
Yes, I heard about that. You mean the quiz match, this Junior Schools Challenge quiz?
Oh my
Yes.
God, they did a wonderful job.
Yes, I heard about it, but I haven't had a chance to see.
Yeah. I watched it the evening and the morning I have to get up and watch it. And I did miss it on the Monday too.
So for those who missed it, what? Tell us the story.
They got 90 points. That's what I ever see that.
90 points.
Yeah, I've heard in all around with the share thing and the junior. I never seen nothing like that. I saw 50 or 60 or sometime, but I never seen 90 points.
That's remarkable. That's quite remarkable. Mm.
Yeah.
So what was the score from the other team?
I think it was 10 points, something like that. They take away everything.
Oh wow. If it was back in the day, they would have been punished for that, you know.
Yeah,
A Jamaica College team got punished by the principal because they scored, I don't remember if it was 10 or more goals.
Okay.
And the principal thought that was not gentlemanlike for them to have scored so many goals against the opposing team.
Yeah. It was wonderful, man. I feel like I would watch that match over and over again.
I can just imagine.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Thanks for the call.
Mr. Dervan,
Yes, go ahead.
for hearing my call. And I would like somebody to congratulate them again too. Land here alone.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Dervan. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Jennifer Stewart from Q Road in Kencott, East Central St. Andrew, says, good afternoon, Brother Dervan and everyone listening to the program. Good afternoon, Jennifer Stewart. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much for joining us. Asha Ash says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from London, England. Welcome, Asha Ash, and good afternoon, Jamaica time. Good evening, UK time. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much. Let's go to a couple of these messages. Let's clear the ones that are no longer relevant so that we can get in the others. So that's what we're doing right now as we speak. And we thank you very much for your patience and understanding here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And let's see what we have here. This one says, hi, Dervan, is the legal program still on for today? I think this was, when did this come in? Yesterday. Yesterday. All right. Not sure what happened there or what didn't happen. All right, we'll check that out. Sorry about that. As we go through, Hermin Lane, Miss June. June in Norway was online yesterday. Said she was learning from your spelling class. I hear a lot of words I never heard before. Interesting. She says that was the 17th National Senior Spelling Bee competition yesterday. It was quite something. It was really very intense. Thank you very much for this update on government services coming out of Bermuda. Joan Richardson, thank you for sharing. All the best to you, your daughter, your husband, and your granddaughter. Franklin McDonald was on the job yesterday, sharing with us the story of unleashing the fury, the power of tsunamis unveiled, unique times. And we also have a couple of messages. This one here, somebody's trying to tell us something. It's good morning, Mr. Malcolm. Camille Hopwood from St. Elizabeth. This tree is posing a problem to the JPS power lines. It soon fall and damage the line, causing problems for us living in the area. I wrote JPS head office, no response. I called customer care 2 times and make reports, nothing. This is the report number JPS gave me, 589600. The tree is tall and barely in the ground and can fall anytime. Please help us. All right, we're going to quickly forward your messages, your thread of messages, and let's see if we can get these messages to Audrey. That's Audrey Williams, right? Audrey Williams of the Jamaica Public Service Company. We just forwarded the messages and the pictures as well. So, Camille, please make a note of that. And let's see. So we're still clearing. Oh my goodness. We're still clearing messages that are now dated. Kevin Galloway. Sidonie Morrison, Donald DePass, one of our regular listeners. Good afternoon to you. It's always good to see you online, to have you join us online. So we welcome you. Let's take the break though and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45. Mosquitoes will breed in containers that hold water. Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, buckets, and tanks, or cover the water surface with cooking oil. Punch holes in all tins, plastic containers, and boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover old tires or fill with dirt. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs and dispose of garbage by placing in plastic bags. Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Equipping professionals for a changing world. That's the theme for the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica, ICAJ's annual business conference on Thursday, October 5 at the Terra Nova Hotel in Kingston. Register now to hear key presenters speak on issues of interest to Jamaican businesses, including navigating the effects of global economic challenges. Contact the ICAJ at 876-929-5869. 876-929-6082 or visit www.icaj.org for more details.
Your favorite nighttime talk show, Dear Pastor, is now at a new time, 9 to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. Join Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas as he answers your questions and entertains conversations on a range of issues. evening with Dear Pastor here on Power 106 FM, Monday to Thursday from 9 to 11 p.m. It's nighttime talk radio at its best. At an earlier time, that's Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas. Now at a new time, 9 to 11 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
So sorry. Good afternoon. How you doing?
Hi, what's up?
I'm all right. You know.
Jamaica.com. And let's see if we can continue to clear these messages. Hello to Dr. Miguel Barker in the UK. Mm-hmm. Uh, mm-hmm. Okay. All right. We're getting a lot of homework here behind the scenes. All right. Arlene Clark says, hello, Dervan. I had brought to the media attention before that the sewerage water running on the road at Harborview new apartment complex needs to be resolved. This is a health hazard and needs to be rectified now. This is my last message, says Arlene Clark. Oh dear. And this next message. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. This is about NIS pension. We just got a raise. I'm now getting $13,000 per month. That is about $3,250 per week. Can you imagine that's 2 days food? Is when the government going to treat the elderly with respect? Woi, says this person who sent the message. Thank you very much for your message. Sorry to hear of your concern. And let's go up the line. This one says there are more than 30 million Kurds who are the Medis. Is that it? Medis living mainly in the Middle East and are the only set of people without a homeland and a flag. The ungodly UN is and do nothing to provide them a homeland. Patrick, that's quite thoughtful of you at a global level, seeking to add your voice to whatever questionable situations are unfolding, that the rest of the world can have an idea of what's happening. Thank you for sharing. And another one. Good day, Dervan. The garbage situation in Ocho Rios is unbearable. The stench is putrid. What is Mr. Mackenzie talking about? Where are the garbage trucks? Most of these politicians are all talk and very little action. This one says, hi, Dervan. Peace and love as usual. I'm trying to play my part in bringing peace and unity to Jamaica. Do you think this picture would help being worn on a t-shirt? Take care. Well, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So let's see what happens when the first model decides to sport one of these shirts. Let's see how that goes. Thank you for your message. Neville, otherwise known as Salah, says, Blessings, Dervan. Who was it that won the seniors citizenship contest yesterday? I didn't hear who was it that won. The last three contestants was at it toe to toe. It was a very good show by the seniors. Salah from Kingston. So Salah, it was a battle between Kingston and St. Andrew. So it went right down to the wire. And Ms. Hanson represented Kingston, and Miss Purcell represented St. Andrew. And in the end, Miss Purcell came out victorious. Purcell representing the parish of St. Andrew. So that's how it ended up. St. Andrew, the representative from the parish of St. Andrew, won the 17th National Senior Spelling Bee Championship, and second place went to Venita Hansen. Venita Hansen. Right. Hope you got that, Neville, otherwise known as Salah. Hope you got that information. And right. Hope you got that information, Salah. Hope you heard. Franklin McDonald sent us a link to a story. Will a shutdown affect my flight? What to know about air travel if where's the rest of the story? We'll come back to that. All right, let's go to Angelia Christian in London. Hi, how are you?
HMP Pentonville prison, where I retired from as a prison officer. They are featuring me in their Black History Month. So the month of October is going to be very busy. I'm also bringing in a few dignitaries. Sean Wallace, I'm bringing in a few, great people inside, Black people who has achieved their goals and doing great job in the community in London and also some in Jamaica. So I managed to bring them in for Black History Month in HMP Pentonville. So I'm looking forward to it on the 19th of October and the 26th of October. So yeah, it's great. I actually went to Guildford yesterday at a university who donated desks and chairs. So this will be also going to the Greater Portmore High School because remember I say to you that they're building a computer room and a mechanical engineering room. So I've actually got 10 new desks and 10 new chairs for the mechanical engineering room. So it is the suite, both for the computer room and the mechanical engine room will be fitted out. Yes, and the shipment should be leaving in, I think, for October. In the middle week of October, the shipment will be leaving for Greater Portmore High School, yes. And why I call you, I want to congratulate Dr. Cassian Chupi to being, I just got the news that she's going to be the next permanent secretary, Dervan.
Oh.
A well-deserved job. I remember I went to Unity Infant Primary School to do an handing over at the time the Minister of Education arrived, and this lady came in a red jacket. Later on, I got to know her name, which was Dr. Cassian Chopi. And then I remember, she was the regional director then. And then she said to me, she came and spoke to me, and she said, I have a project for you to do. And I said, sure, I will do the project. And I remember Dr. Cassian coming up in Norbrook where I was staying at 7 o'clock in the morning. When I look outside, I saw the car park outside, and I'm thinking, this lady is very early. I've got to get ready. because she probably coming from far, she wanted to make sure, because I said to her my flight was going to leave at 12 o'clock, so I needed her to come early for her to bring me at the the new Stony Hill Technical High School. And that's how I met Dr. Cassian Chupi. And I remember going in the new Stony Hill Technical High School, and the way how she was interacting with the children as the regional director, the way how she was interacting with the teachers. That's a woman who had passion for education, and she had the room with VM Group, Transport Shape. They were so overwhelmed by the speech that she gave. You know what I mean? They admired her, and I always know that this woman has something specially for the children, of Jamaica, the students of Jamaica. So if she's listening, I want to congratulate her from the Angel Foundation and the UK diaspora. The right person for the job. An awesome woman with discipline and integrity. Discipline. When I talk about discipline, this is somebody who I've spent about 5 days with, and she came here in UK, and it was strictly what she come to do. It wasn't to come to look for any friend or to be friend with anyone or to be, anyone. It was strictly work and the presentation of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. Awesome woman. Awesome woman. I feel so proud. So if you're listening, well done and congratulations. They have chosen the right person for Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education and Permanent Secretary, Dr. Cassian Chu. Awesome woman of God. God bless you.
Bless
and
you
that's why
too.
I'm calling you Dervan. Awesome woman.
All right.
I feel so proud. Yes.
Thank you very much for the call. All the best, and we join you in conveying congratulatory wishes to Dr. Kassan Troop.
Yes, thank you.
All
thank
right.
you, Dervan.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Neville, otherwise known as Salah, says, yes, Dervan, I got it. I predicted that Miss Purcell would have been the winner. Thanks. You're welcome, Neville, otherwise known as Salah. All the best to you. And let's go. We're close to the break. Let's take the break, and then we go with the caller who has been holding now for 20 minutes.
People looking for truth. We must have faith now, be sure. Before we close our eyes and walk away from here, till you see those signs. No.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high-quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3 o'clock. We are back. Tune into Power 106 for Season 3 of Gen Z. Whether you need a dose of humor, advice, inspiration, we have you covered. You get to hear from our amazing guests, join in on the chats, and learn with us along the way. That's Season 3 of Gen Z.
Thanks a lot for staying with us on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon. Thanks for your patience. Go ahead, please. Good afternoon.
There is a proverb that says, "He who have patience would ride the donkey." Have you ever heard about that?
Yes.
Okay, sir. I'm going to speak on just two short things today. And the first thing that I'll ask you, Did you saw the Dan Anderson poll yesterday? But first I must ask you, do you believe in poll?
Not more than everybody else who read and listen, and if it supports, the thing with polls is that once it supports a particular party or person, they run with it and they make a lot of noise about it. If it doesn't suit them, then they play it down. But then there are others who take a scientific approach by identifying those elements in the respective survey that 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 appear to give us a clue as to what is happening or not happening or what is to come. So there is that as well. So it's according to who receives it that determines how it will be received.
Well, Dervan, the definition of poll is that it is a snap of our time, a snapshot of our time.
Yes.
And yesterday the Dan Anderson poll has revealed that the people of Jamaica have spoken, and their language is that politicians should retire at the age of 65. Dervan, we have found out, that politician is not listening to the people. They are doing their own thing in garden house. That's why we have so much problem. Do you believe that, Dervan?
Yeah, the problem is not limited to any one group of people. It's a nationwide problem.
Dervan, I will repeat again. Politician is not listening to the people, especially the nominal man in the street. They are not listening. They are doing their own thing.
But the people also have to take some responsibility if they allow the so-called politicians to run roughshod over them.
But Dervan, if the people have spoken through poll and 72% of the people have said that politicians should retire at the age of 65, just as normal person in the civil service or in the public workforce. They should resign unless they are doing exceptionally good. They can come back and as advice from the people for another term. But the people have spoken that at age 65, politicians must resign. 72%. Well, the other part about term limit, well, we don't really respond from that. But when the people say retire at age 65, Dervan, you ever look at this sitting yet? Most of the age politicians are in God or sleeping.
It's not only the senior politicians who have ever been caught napping, literally and figuratively, in Parliament. There are younger folks who have been caught napping as well.
Dervan, I feel that most of those chairs should change in some rocking chair. Most of these politicians should be at home rocking and taking care of their grandchildren.
Yeah, well, they have made their choice to continue, and the system as it is now, uh, I'm not sure of a policy or policies that take cognizance of the age in such a way that that by itself becomes uh, becomes a mark on someone to say this person must go because you have now reached the age of retirement.
Dervan, the next thing I'll talk about is we are still having a problem. We have heard that there are some machine that have been brought in the public hospital, but that is not enough. Dervan, that is still not enough. We are asking the Minister of Health to put MRI machines in the MRI machine is one of the most important machine. They are the machine that can tell you when somebody get brain damage and those things. And I heard Earl Green and interview this morning, and he's saying that they are still sourcing out at private hospital for patient to come in and are seeking to go on MRI and CAT scan. That's still not good enough. We need all machine inside of the hospital. Dervan, we need it. We need to save lives. Life is the most important thing to any human being. Life.
You are correct.
Dervan,
That has to be the number one priority, to try and save lives, try and preserve people as far as possible. Mm-hmm.
Dervan, I'm not going to get in trouble now, right?
In trouble with who or what?
Dervan, have you ever seen a group being formed in any inner city, from any inner city community? I'm speaking about group like Jamaican for Justice and those type of group. I've seen none being formed from places like Tivoli Garden, Denham Town, East Kingston, Greenwich Farm, West Kingston also. Have you ever seen that?
Nothing outside of situations where something happens and a significant portion of the people or a collection of the people or some of the people get together and block roads and demonstrate that the person was innocent. And then that goes on for a day or two, and then it dies down, literally and figuratively. And nothing comes of it again until the next event.
Dervan, people like you and many other learned persons should take time and go in the inner city and help the youths them and the people to form group that can put government to task. We are tired of people from Jacksonville and Beverly Hills and Narbrook and those places speaking for us in the inner city. We need voices from the inner city now to speak for us.
Well, that's one of the points I was making earlier on. The people also have a responsibility. If they know what the needs are, they know what the situations are, they know what's happening or not happening in the communities. They also have a duty, have a responsibility to play their part.
Dervan, most of these people are so ignorant in the inner city that the only thing they
No, but
know
that's a broad brush. We have had
is
no man. That's a broad brush. Watch the broad brushing. That's a broad brush.
no,
The so-called inner cities have their fair share of persons
Dervan,
who are.
I am from the inner city and I'm still living in the inner city.
Yeah, but
So
you're
if
not.
I'm
You're not alone.
broadcasting
You're not
myself,
alone.
I'm speaking.
You're not alone.
Dervan, as I said, these well-learned persons should in a city and teach us to form group that can go in garden house and speak to the government instead of a JFJ and a NIA. We need strong voices now from the inner city. Most of these PSOJs and group, their business are down in the inner city. Most of the business that these conglomerate own, they are in the inner city. Grace is in the inner city of Southside. Separate is in the inner city of Tivoli Garden. Facey Commodity is in the inner city of Greenwich Town and South St. Andrew. And I can name a lot. And when you wake up each morning, the workforce from the inner city is not going to these business. Most of these business are not hiring the youth from out of the immediate inner city. Can you second that for me, Dervan?
No, I don't know the situation in whether individual inner cities or the collection of inner cities. I haven't done any studies that I could take up an informed position.
Dervan, I know that you cannot speak certain things from your platform, but I can tell you, when you wake up each morning and you go down and South Camp Road and you look, most of the workforce that going into Grace Kennedy are coming from uptown. And when you go at Separate, you hardly see the youths walk from out of there and town and go down a Separate, go work.
It's a long walk, you know. It's a long walk. It's a long walk.
No, Dervan, it should not be a long walk because these factories are in the inner city. So these factories should hire the youths them from out of the inner city. Find even a job even to sweep up the front part of the factory or something and give these youths.
Hold a moment, please. Hold on, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Father Holland and friends are back in town at the National Arena, September 27th to October 1. 1 week only, Wednesday to Sunday. It's really a magnificent musical. You will weep, you will laugh, you will dance and celebrate. It's Father Holland's birthday gift to you. Tickets are only $1,000 and $2,000 to serve the poor. Get your tickets fast at 876-806-1176 and 876-948-6173 and 876-488-4377. Don't miss Ruby. See you there.
Buying illegal imported mosquito coils can pose significant health risks due to the harmful gases released by burning coil. All brands of mosquito coils registered for sale in Jamaica by the Pesticide Control Authority have been assessed and should not adversely affect the user and the environment if used according to the label. Visit the PCA's website at www.carapesticides.net for a list of registered pesticides. A message from the Pesticide Control Authority, an agency of the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Yes, sir. So thanks for holding.
Dervan, do you know that Kingston Mall downtown is the new new Kingston now. Kingston Mall downtown. People are more going to Kingston Mall to have lunch instead of going to New Kingston now. And did you know that?
What does that say? What do you get from that? What does that mean? How do you read that? The choice of location.
I am coming to that. I am coming to that. And did you know that Duke Street is the new mecca of doing business now, one-stop business. Every office for doing business is on Duke Street. Did you know that there, Dervan?
No, I have no idea. I had no idea.
Yes, Dervan. Duke Street is now the one-stop place to do business now.
So who has made that declaration?
Huh?
Who has made that declaration? Who has read that edict?
Because when you go down on Duke Street and any morning, Duke Street is more busy than New Kingston now. So Dervan.
But Duke Street, from I was a little boy, man. Come on. From I was a little boy, Duke Street has been busy. And that's not going to change anytime soon.
Dervan, most of the bank, they are now doing business. They are now doing most of their business on Duke Street. But I'm just saying now, most of the guys, the young youth, thing the youths are doing on Duke Street, and I'm talking about the youths them from East Central, Kingston. They are just down there fighting to park a vehicle. And that is the thing that is causing name down there. The youths them down there a war for park yard. So that's all the youths them are get. No job, the conglomerates are not providing no job for the youths them downtown.
Well, you realize though that they're not obligated to provide jobs.
Dervan,
they are expected. They are expected because they represent the captains of industry. They are expected to invest in the economy, and while the government is expected to ensure that the environment is conducive to development and investments.
Dervan, I feel that if conglomerates are doing business in the inner city, the youths them from the inner city should benefit more.
And they do. Did you hear the interview with Don Webby? Don Webby talking about the construction of the Grace Kennedy headquarters in downtown Kingston, and the insistence that a certain number of Jamaican workers are involved in that development. And that's just one development. There is, of course, the Digicel building, and there's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade building downtown.
Dervan, if Grace Kennedy and Westinker is done by Southside, the youth side should get first benefit. The youths them of Southside should get first benefit. Just like in Greenwich Farm. Most of the youths them in Greenwich Farm, they are working at Kingston Wharf. And I must say, kiddo to whosoever is running Kingston Wharf. Most of the youths them in Greenwich Farm, they are working at Kingston Wharf. That is the type of Jamaica we need. We need people from the private sector, the PSOJ. Anywhere them put business, they must employ the youths them from out of those community.
Yeah, but that has always been the case. That has always been the case, and it's still the case that once there is development in the community. No, hold on. hold on. We don't need to go there. It has always been the case in most community, most if not all community projects in Jamaica or developments that are based or connected to communities in Jamaica, that there is some provision in terms of opportunities, work opportunities in the communities. They can't hire everybody, obviously, but there's usually a plan, a push for that kind of approach. And that's been going on for a very long time in Jamaica.
Dervan, the best day for downtown Kingston, and I'm speaking about Tivoli Garden and the surrounding there in Town, is on a weekend. Where most of the guys know that when the people from uptown come to shop at the Coronation Market, the youths them can make them money from parking vehicle. That is the number one employment in West Kingston. Parking vehicle and a did you know that, Dervan?
The business of parking vehicles is limited to a particular set of people, some of whom have particular connections that allows them to be in certain position and to be but outside of that, there are the usual other vocations that people are taken up with. It's not a picture of hundreds of thousands of people parking vehicles, and I'm exaggerating. That's not the case.
Dervan, and I must say that the inner city is the henal of Jamaica. The inner city is the henal.
I wonder what is that? What is that? What is henal?
Everything that is flushed from uptown comes straight down in the inner city. Everything.
Oh, really?
That is refused come in the inner city. Everything that is refused from uptown, that is all the inner city youths are getting. The conglomerates come set up business downtown, and the youths them will live in a downtown, them cannot get no job downtown. That is what mashing up the country there.
Well, if they couldn't get any jobs downtown, then that would be quite evident. But the young people swarm downtown, working downtown. There are a lot of young people down there.
Well.
Just like New Kingston, downtown has their fair share, and elsewhere across the country, Montego Bay, etc.
Well, Dervan, I must say, no, if the government do not change their modus operandi, we are going to dream of having a country to live in paradise in 2030, because you cannot have the PSOJ just raping the inner city like that.
That's a very strong term. What do you regard as raping the inner city?
Because they set up the business in the inner city and employ uptown. They set up the business down in the inner
as
city.
you put it, uptown. It's downtown. The people who work downtown, don't necessarily live uptown, and vice versa. That's not necessarily. You see, there is.
I can't see that you're struggling to.
Yeah, I'm. I always choose my words carefully. I can't do like you. I have to choose my words carefully. But the point I'm making is the world is not linear. It's not one straight line. It's not what you think or believe is happening that is happening is actually happening, or is happening all the time, or is only happening in that space. So you sort of have an idea of something, and you put it in a box or in a corner, and you say, this is it, and this is what happens in every corner, this is what happens in every household, etc., as if you have done some kind of research on your own of a scientific nature that can narrow down every single situation that you have raised on this program, and to say that is how these places operate all the time, everywhere. That life is not like that. What a boring world that this would be if that was the situation.
Dervan, I'm going to give you a classic example, and it's something that happened since things that happened since down in Greenwich Town, there's one road that bring you from Marcus Garvey Drive to Spanish Town Road, and there's one road that bring you from Spanish Town Road to Marcus Garvey Drive. Anytime a vehicle come on East Avenue from Marcus Garvey Drive, it is going up to Spanish Town Road, and the only stoplight is at Marcus Garvey Drive and one at Spanish Town Road. When the vehicle them a pass and the big trailer them a pass at least 60 miles per hour, and every street down in Greenwich Farm you have soldier and police and tribal war. People still are dead down the Dervan. Right now, as we speak, in a war going now in Greenwich Town now. And soldiers and police is down there. And war going down there. Man are dead down there now. And police and soldiers are down there. So as far as we see, all those police and soldiers were down there with enhanced curfew and this, them only make certain that the people them will go to the Kingston Wharf and leaving the Kingston Wharf can go through in peace. That's all the government
not only Kingston Wharf people. Everybody who has to use that thoroughfare gets the benefit of the security that is there.
Yes, Dervan, but what about the people? What is the security for the people in Greenwich Town?
But you said they're all over the place. You just told us they're all over the place.
Yeah, but people still dying down there.
And when has that never been the case? When has that never been the case in Jamaica? You'd have to go some distance back to find that. When has that never been the case?
Dervan, you know, sir, we have to set up something on this program that's
all right. Let's pick it up at another time. We have a scheduled interview. We have to go. We have a scheduled interview. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Clearing personal non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30. This feature during
need to benefit from it. We have a lot of members who are registered with that.
I see. And let's bring back. Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Manu.
For people on pension or people with fixed income, this is very ideal. Okay?
Yes.
But you don't have so much money to dispose of.
Mm-hmm.
So for people who are on pension especially, this is a very good deal for them. They can come in for their checkup as and when they need to without having to pay anything for it.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yes.
And right, hold it right there for a moment, Mr. Manu. Let's bring Dr. Solomon back into the picture on this. You said today's World Heart Day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And is there a particular theme for the day?
Yeah, so it's a red color and hearts everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And is there a particular aspect of heart disease that focus for this year's World Heart Day here in Jamaica? Questions, please, right after the break.
For any project, ABC Electrical Sales has all your electrical supplies at the best prices. 8 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 754-3714. The time by ABC Electrical Sales is
3:45.
Join Dr. Herbert Gale Mondays and Tuesdays.
If you don't sit down and make an overall investment in your human resource and you keep just allowing your very best to go, you are going to end up weaker.
And tune in to Simon Crosskill from Wednesday to Friday.
The majority of people in Jamaica are good, decent, honest, hardworking people. What we are doing is allowing a minority to control the narratives.
Featuring The Bottom Line with Ralston Hyman, the best public affairs banter on Jamaican radio.
Everything is connected. If you have more of your people employed and you're operating at full capacity, you're supposed to be getting more output, not less.
It's Power Talk, weekdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Identifying challenges and finding solutions in a globalized world. Make it a date. Join us.
Dr. Solomon and Mr. Manu of the Heart Institute of the Caribbean have been sharing with us on this World Heart Day. And in fact, just before the break, Dr. Solomon was about to share with us with respect to the particular, whether there's a particular area of focus or when, in terms of heart disease on a day like today when we observe World Heart Day.
Okay, so there are two main concerns all over the world now about the heart health issues. One is the prevention of arrhythmias, especially what's called atrial fibrillation. It's a kind of cardiac arrhythmia that is causing the heart to beat irregular. And this carries a very high risk of developing some clots inside of the heart chambers that can be showered to anywhere, especially the brain, and can cause strokes and other serious events. This is one thing. The other concern is to prevent heart attacks and to deal with heart attacks as soon as possible. Within the first like 1 hour, 6 hours, 12 hours, and up to 24 hours, it should be treated within that time frame. Okay. So those are the two main things that the scientific community, all the heart specialists all over the world, are concerned about and trying to exert some more effort to prevent both atrial fibrillation and heart attack.
Mm-hmm. And are there particular things we need to do in order to secure a greater level of heart health?
Look, this definitely there's a lot of advices about how to keep your heart safe and healthy. You know, definitely it starts with your lifestyle. The food that we eat and the level of exertion that we do every day it's really getting like a problem that needs to be addressed, and we have to do some kind of national learning programs and like to teach people how to get healthy back again, because the junk food and lack of physical activity and all those things definitely made many people have overweight and hypertension and diabetes, and those are all the beginning of any heart problem. So those are the things that definitely any physician, either a cardiologist or a GP or an internist and so on, should advise their patients with. Stay healthy and to try to eat as much like healthy food as possible, like green food and proteins, and to try to avoid all processed food and sugar. That's regarding the food. Also, physical activity is very important. At least everyone should be able to walk at least between 15 and 30 minutes every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those are the general advice. Definitely, if anybody has any heart-related symptoms like chest pain, shortness of breath, palpitations, feeling dizzy, lightheaded, giddy, feeling faintish, those are things that of concern, and he should be seeking medical advice as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. And then to try to address any heart-related issues as early so we can deal with it.
Yes. And thank you, Dr. Solomon. One moment. Let's get in another word from Mr. Manu. Why should those listening to us right now choose the Heart Institute of the Caribbean as opposed to any other facility?
Well, as Dr. Solomon mentioned earlier, the Heart Institute of the Caribbean is the only complete heart hospital in the English-speaking Caribbean. And we have a track record of excellence. So that is why anybody who needs our care should choose us over others.
Mm-hmm. And how would you describe the demand for the services that are offered at the Heart Institute of the Caribbean?
Well, we get patients from all over the Caribbean, Antigua, St. Kitts, and Vincent, Jamaica, all over.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that attests to the demand for our services.
Yes. Is there any particular service that gets a greater level of attention or interest?
Okay, let Dr. Solomon answer that.
Okay, Dr. Solomon?
Yes, we have a very large variety of heart services here. Okay, it starts from ECG, echocardiograms, stress echoes, stress tests, transesophageal echoes, and so on. But the main, definitely because we are highly specialized, so it's always about the more sophisticated procedures that we do, like angiogram, angioplasty, pacemaker implantation, and cardiac surgeries, either open heart surgeries, valve surgeries, and congenital heart disease correction surgery. So those are the spectrum that we have here at HIC.
Mm-hmm. And if you could leave one word of advice to all those of us listening on this World Heart Day, apart from all the other things you've shared with us, is there anything else that you would want to say to those of us listening on this World Heart Day?
Yes, definitely keep yourself safe. Stay away from any kind of unhealthy behaviors. And once you have you're having any kind of symptoms that is not making you feel good, you have to seek medical advice. And definitely, if you need a specialized advice, especially about the heart, HIC is available all the time.
Mm-hmm. And again, just a moment. I know you're a doctor on call, so if you have to go, let us know.
All right.
But in terms of, is this is this the biggest day necessarily for you, so to speak, in terms of an event which is aligned to the services that you provide? In this case, World Heart Day and the Heart Institute of the Caribbean.
I'm sorry. So tell me again what
Sure. No, I'm just wondering if this is like the biggest day of activity. For example, having World Heart Day today, marking World Heart Day.
Yeah, but for us here, it's almost like every day we have a World Heart Day. You understand? It's because our like specialty is an emergency specialty. You know,
Yes.
heart attacks, heart failures, arrhythmias, cardiac emergencies, all those things like are always emergency. So we take care of all those things, and because you don't expect when will be the next emergency call. Definitely all the time, like 24/7. We have like that kind of calls about like a patient who collapsed, who had a heart attack, who had severe like hypertension, heart failure, all those things like every day. This is our everyday practice. You understand? But definitely in this day, I would like to express my gratitude even to the world community, because yes, we have to give some much more like attention to the heart disease, because it's still the first cause of death worldwide, even here in Jamaica. You know, so this is still something that we lose a lot of our beloved people because of, while we can prevent or we can treat earlier. You know, so this is my advice to everybody. The earlier the treatment and the addressing of the problem is, the better the outcome.
Mm-hmm. Can you just repeat that for a moment? That's quite important.
Exactly. Yeah. This is what I'm saying to all my patients.
Mm-hmm.
The sooner the better.
Mm-hmm.
The earlier we can address your problem, the better the outcome and the treatment option that we can offer to you. Because some patients, sometimes they come very late in time and there's nothing to be done. The heart is severely weak, and the comorbidities or the other like problems like high pressure and high sugar and high cholesterol, all those things are together, and there's no much option that we can do. So yeah, my advice to all Jamaicans, please, if you have a problem, seek medical advice as soon as possible. The earlier that you can get the advice, definitely the better the outcome, and definitely this will improve the health status, and also improve the mortality rate, which is like to prevent death sometimes.
Very okay. And we're definitely wrapping now, Dr. Solomon, but we want Mr. Manu just to remind our listeners of how they can get in touch with the Heart Institute of the Caribbean if they want to establish a relationship with the Heart Institute of the Caribbean. What do they need to do? And how can you be contacted? How can you be reached?
Okay, we are on 23 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a matter of calling. Is there a number we can call?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The number is 906.
906.
Yes. 2105.
2105.
28. Yes.
So listeners, these are good numbers to have, numbers for the Heart Institute of the Caribbean, which is at the intersection of Bradley Avenue and I'm losing my coordinates. What's that? Balmoral?
Balmoral. 23 Balmoral Avenue.
Yes, Balmoral and Bradley. So that is the location, and the number 906-210528. Of course, right. So that's a good number, listeners, a good number to keep in the event of an emergency? Or do you have an emergency number?
Same number.
Same number. Okay. 906-2105. That's the number for the Heart Institute of the Caribbean. And we are delighted to be able to present this feature this afternoon on this World Heart Day. And we thank the team from the Heart Institute of the Caribbean, and indeed, in particular, Dr. Solomon and Mr. Manu, for sharing with us on this World Heart Day. And we encourage you to call the Heart Institute of the Caribbean, 906-2105-8. That's 906-2105-8. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Do enjoy the rest of the afternoon, and all the very best to the entire team at the Heart Institute of the Caribbean.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Bye-bye.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. Today's world is filled with noise and confusion. Yet through it all, you've heard God's voice. You've felt it in your life, at times deeply. God loves you. God speaks to you in your thoughts, in your heart, and through living prophets. Listen to those living prophets during the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Come hear the words God has for you. Saturday, September 30, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Sunday, October 1, 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Ooh la la! I see what I want at Fosrich Store-wide September sale. Come and get your wires, breakers, LED downlights, solar lamps, LED bulbs, standing fans, and so much more. Shop Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Get your solar water heater. Deposit $20,000. 6 months to pay. Come shop. Come save at Fosrich September sale. See you there at Fosrich. Open Sundays.
the preceding feature during both sides of the story in observance of World Heart Day under the theme Use Heart, No Heart, was brought to you by the Heart Institute of the Caribbean. Saving hearts, saving lives.
Power 106 FM, the digital sound, now reaching you in more ways. Listen to us on 106.1 to 106.9 on the FM band. You can also listen to us on the Power 106 FM app, which you can download on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Plus, listen to us on onespotmedia.com and the One Spot Media app, or log on to go-jamaica.com. Power 106 FM, where all views can contend, giving you powerful talk radio in so many ways, on air and online.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And a lot happening. Let's take you, in a manner of speaking, to the 193rd Annual General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is scheduled for Saturday, the 29th of September and Sunday, the 1st of October. Power 106 FM will broadcast conference messages on both days. And we're going to hear more from Mr. Arnold Odonkar, Mission President, Jamaica Kingston Mission, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mr. Odonkar, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing very well. And how are you doing too?
I am fine, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us here on Both Sides of the Story to tell us the story of the Jamaica General Conference, which is coming up this weekend, starting tomorrow, Saturday, the 29th of September. So first up, could you please give us a brief description of General Conference, please?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And good evening to all your listeners and those that have joined for this particular interview.
This is the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And this conference is not only for us in Jamaica, but it's also for the entire world. We have members across various countries, almost 160 countries to almost 200 countries. And they would be joining in this conference in their respective countries. It is referred to as a general conference because it involves the entire membership of the church worldwide, congregating in person and by means of technology, such as through your radio station, 106 Power FM, to listen and also to view the proceedings of the general conference as well.
Mhm. And what do church members hope to gain from this experience from listening to General Conference?
General Conference for the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as well as their families and friends, and including anyone who even is not a member of the church, is the time for us to receive counsel and instruction from the leadership of the church, the prophet of the church, and his counselors, and the quorum of the 12 apostles, and all other general authorities of the church. Will be sharing inspired messages from the Lord Jesus Christ, and it will help us to be able to know how we can continue to live as disciples of Jesus Christ, and how we can be able to interact with other members of the general populace across the entire world, and how we can also be peacemakers, even at this time when we have so much turbulence and concerns and family challenges that exist amongst us as children of our Heavenly Father.
And when will General Conference be broadcast? For those who would like to listen for the broadcast, when will it be?
General Conference begins tomorrow, the 30th of September, and then continues on the 1st of October, that is a Sunday. So this weekend is a whole weekend of various sessions that is going to take place. For us in Jamaica, it will be broadcast to us from 11 a.m., which is about the time that we can be able to connect into the proceedings. There will be two sessions, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and then there will be a third session in the evening, which would start from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then the Sunday sessions would also be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and also from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And so from Power 106, we are going to be having live broadcast on radio of these sessions. Saturday, 30th September will be 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And Sunday, October 1st, will be 10:30 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Who are the speakers, the participants in General Conference?
In General Conference, for almost several years, and this year as well, we have the speakers that are going to be from the First Presidency of the Church, which is the Prophet, President Russell M. Nelson, and his counselors would be speaking in this session. We would also have the quorum of the 12 apostles. They would also be speaking in these various sessions. And we're going to have other general authorities that have been invited by the First Presidency and the quorum of the 12 apostles to also speak. So the speakers will be made up of the general leadership of the church.
Mm-hmm. How could Jamaicans who are not members of the Church of Jesus Christ benefit from the General Conference?
It's going to be a great time for us to be listening to spiritual counsel and also counsel to direct our lives and also help us to be able to know how to live amongst each other. This general conference will be coming through your radio station 106 Power FM by radio. It will also be on YouTube. And so on YouTube, once you type in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you'll be able to get that link to be able to watch it live. And then anyone in Jamaica could log on to www.churchofjesuschrist.org and we'll be able to connect to this conference. Also, we have the BYU TV, for which you can be able to view it on your phone or your laptop or any means of communication, and you can be able to access the conference and be able to participate fully in it in all the sessions.
Oh, very good. And so it seems the general public is encouraged to connect, to listen, and to be a part of the experience.
Yes, we believe that as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have been blessed with the opportunity to know the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. And therefore, our families and our friends and the general public of Jamaica, even to talk about the entire world, could be able to access the proceedings and participate fully and be strengthened and edified as part of being able to fulfill their daily lives and know how to be able to interact with their family and friends and together be able to create a peaceful atmosphere and a loving environment that our Lord Jesus Christ and our Heavenly Father will love us to establish on this earth. So every one of us will be able to have the means and the channels to be able to connect and participate fully.
Mm-hmm. And as we get ready to wrap this interview, can you give us an idea, Mr. Odonkar, of just remind us actually of where and how can people listen to the general conference broadcast?
I believe that one, because of this interview with your August radio station, Power 106, those that don't have the means of viewing the proceedings by watching it can listen on your radio station tomorrow and Saturday, and then tomorrow and Sunday, and then through YouTube, you can be able to log on to YouTube, signing in with the Church of Jesus Christ, and you can be able to connect and watch it live on YouTube. And you could also go to www.churchofjesuschrist.org, and you can also be able to access the proceedings of the conference. And then you could also access BYU TV, and you could also be able to watch the entire proceedings as well.
Right. So it's one big happy family.
Exactly. One big happy family, exactly as the Lord will have us establish it on the earth, because that is how we came from Him. One big happy family.
Yes, indeed. And we want to thank you very much for joining us here on both sides of the story on Power 106 FM as we continue the build-up to the 193rd Annual General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Saturday, that's tomorrow, Saturday the 29th of September, and Sunday the 1st of October. And Power 106 FM will broadcast conference messages on both days. And we want to thank Mr. Arnold Odonkar, Mission President, Jamaica Kingston Mission, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, for spending some time with us this afternoon on both sides of the story so that we can share the word, spread the word, get the word out there of the 193rd Annual General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So this is the weekend, this is the time, and Power 106 FM will be broadcasting live the conference messages on both days, tomorrow, Saturday, September the 29th, and Sunday, the 1st of October. So I'm sure Mr. Odonkar is ready to experience once more annual general conference, right, Mr. Odonkar?
Yes, thank you. Just so eager to be able to be participating, and with my family and all the families in the entire world, and most especially in Jamaica. We invite every one of us to tune in to the various channels that are available and to be able to listen and to view the proceedings and to be able to feel the expression of the love of Jesus Christ and be blessed continually as we live our daily lives. We are grateful for the time that you've given to us on this channel, and we wish you well and look forward to a pleasant weekend.
And the very same to you. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. May happy memories of your loved ones comfort you during difficult times. Power 106 FM and JNN now join TVJ and Radio Jamaica in offering death announcements and memorials 5 times daily to suit your schedule and budget. For more information and to book death announcements and memorials, contact us at 876-926-1100
Carry one. We always need to hear both sides of the story.
Y ahora es en español, son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:16. 现在几点了？10点10分。16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And to the children, to the students, to the schoolers listening to us, have you done your homework yet? Yes, we know it's a Friday, but you know what we always say? Have some fun doing the homework now so you can have some more fun this weekend. How about that? Homework time, young people. Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Same to you, Cherry Henry. Patrick Howell says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Let me send condolences to Mr. Jeffrey Cameron and his family on the death of his mother. May God comfort them during this period. We're so sorry to hear that. Our condolences. And Patrick Howell sends another message. He says, Sir Malcolm, I went to Spanish Down Hospital to see a patient and was told that there was only one visitor per person per day. The patient died a week after. This post-COVID arrangement should change, says Patrick Howell. Also, let's see. We have more messages coming in on our WhatsApp line. The WhatsApp line, the same as the text line, 876-365-3844. 3346. 876 365 3346. And this one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Can you please ask the doctors how expensive is an angiogram or angioplasty? I'm sorry we missed that opportunity earlier on. We could always follow up with the team from Heart Institute of the Caribbean. Sorry about that. And a follow-up message right away. Also, do you get all tests free on this package, inclusive of stress treadmill? Right. Can you take the number if you're still listening to us? Are you able to take the number 906-210528? Remember the 876 before it though. 876-906-210528. Those are the numbers for the Heart Institute of the Caribbean. 876-906-210528. And that's the Heart Institute of the Caribbean at the intersection of Bradley Avenue and Balmoral. And let's see, we have Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada, messaging us. Hello. And somebody here says today is the 29th. Indeed, it is the 29th of September, 2023. And tomorrow is Saturday, the 30th. And then after that, it's Sunday, the 1st of October. And here we go once again, 876-922-4112-5. Those are the numbers to call, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon. How are you?
How are you today, sir?
I am fine, thanks. And you?
A good man. Every time I listen, I'm going to put the world class announcer, man.
You're very kind.
Yeah, no to like Kelly, no to like Cassius, no to like Garfield, the Sobers, and no to like Boy.
I'm humbled by your comments, sir.
Yeah, man. The thing what's going on still in Mr. Malcolm, within the agricultural society, they're not spending the money amongst the farmers then. Up in the condition of the roads, Mr. Malcolm. You can't get the things them out. I can't go there and they're not looking about the road. Look at the drainage and everything on the rain season, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
And the next thing, man, the coffee business. What's going on in the coffee business? They must stop playing games with the coffee, Mr. Malcolm. Because the coffee when these men take over the coffee will get in the $12,000-$14,000 box. And right now, $8,000 them have to pay. The only thing, Mr. Malcolm. So I would like to check it out for me still. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm sure we can always do that, and I'm sure others have been doing that for some time. It's been quite a few years of complaints that we've been hearing, and there doesn't seem to be any end in sight.
Even the last time I don't know if you are last time interview with Mr. Norman Granting, and you have the position where them shall go on over Portland. Man, them can't get the land, and when them get the land, they have to pick the coffee and sell it to the neighbors bank where the people were reaching by, they have to sell them in pieces. The problem in the coffee industry, Mr. Malcolm, is reaching Samud and Mr. Sharp, and Mr. Sharp mash up the neighbors bank, PC bank, when Mr. Siago and Percy Godric set up here. So there is no money to run the coffee business, and even right now, much as the bank I deal with come make a trust meeting I want trust the man and cause I no want to see when you get check you have to see that the bank you have to see it. You see get it change. Up here, some alcohol, we don't know what to say. Now, they mash up the coffee business and not only the coffee business alone, agricultural mash up. Some alcohol as a world ambassador, and I wish you all the best. I have a good weekend, you know. So, he's the world ambassador at large.
Thank you very much for your kind message.
Yes, sir. I have a good weekend, you know. So, he's the world ambassador at large.
Thank you very much. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. This one says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. What are the aims and objectives of the opposition leader to want mandatory civics in our schools? Too many of Jamaicans are looking for hand from the government. So sad, says Richard. Thank you very much for your message, Richard. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-922, 876-365-3346. A few more messages have come in since the last time we checked. Let's see. Youth Tourism Inc., Portland Free School, everyday water supply. Please, Mrs. Anne-Marie Vaz, help us. And so that's a water problem in the parish that essentially produces the most water. The parish of Portland, the rain capital of Jamaica, and we're still having water problems. Mikey Morris says, hi, Mr. Malcolm. Welcome back to your homeland, hot Jamaica. Thank you for that hot welcome, Mikey Morris. He says it's lots of rain in New York here from last night, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. And Mikey Morris again says lots of places flood, some parts of New York subway shut down, lots of water. And Youth Tourism Inc. says, Sir Dervan, Portland Free School needs better water supply. And he goes on to say, so go, Mr. Malcolm. God's plan, there is nothing we can do. And he says, Mikey from the Bronx, Maureen Grant Gauntlet also has a bit to say. Pleasant afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all the wonderful listeners near and far. Always a pleasure to listen and learn. Many blessings and a safe and happy weekend to everyone. Thank you very much, Maureen Grant Gauntlet. Anthony Davis says, somebody told me you is very biased with your conversation, which I agreed. No wonder your YouTube viewers are so low. Oh, thank you very much, Anthony Davis. You know what we always say? Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Hope you got that, Anthony Davis. Thank you very much for your message. Natalie Winter says, great afternoon to you too, Natalie Winter. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 922-411-225. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. We haven't opened the history book in a little while. Here's a bit of history for you. The French chemist Louis Pasteur died on this day in 1895. He made fundamental contributions to the study of organic and mineral molecules, bacterial contamination, and its elimination, which is known as pasteurization, Pasteurization. The germ theory of diseases, also on his list of things done, sanitary practices, and vaccines. Pasteur's breakthroughs derived from his studies of fermentation were critical to the success of beer and dairy industries. And there's a Jamaican who has been very instrumental to the development of let's just say, the beer business or the brewery business. He's very well known, world renowned as well. And we've had the awesome pleasure of interviewing him a few times. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. Like other pharmacies, Tate's Clarendon Pharmacy provides over-the-counter prescription drugs. Unlike many other pharmacies, Tate's Pharmacy offers 11 hours of continuous service, free ear piercing, and 10% discount to seniors. Visit 27 Bargain Village Plaza, Maypen. Telephone 876-986-2324.
Me grew up as my granny save her money under her mattress. But at all times something. That's where I save my money in the bank. And become one buy a little house, but also saving a building society. We have to be smart with how we save our money.
So, what if the bond crush?
Well, that's where JDIC comes in. Make I tell you something. With the JDIC Deposit Insurance Scheme, once you save your money in a commercial bank, merchant bank, or building society, your deposit is covered up to a maximum of $1.2 million per depositor per financial institution if the institution fails. All the information that you need is available at jdic.org, and you can follow their social media platform for more information.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Oh.
Get ready for stories to motivate and inspire. Come Sunday, October 8th at 4 p.m. Power 106 FM is delighted to bring you the program Rise and Shine with Phyllis, to be hosted by author and ordained minister of New Thought Christianity, Reverend Dr. Phyllis Green. Hear the tales of powerful Jamaicans at home and abroad from all walks of life who've risen above the odds to achieve great feats and to shine their light for the world to see. Get ready to be stimulated by inspiring conversations, meditations, and music. Get ready to rise and shine with Phyllis with Reverend Dr. Phyllis Green. Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. starting Sunday, October 8th, live on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Rise and shine. Story. Both sides of the story. Oh, both sides of the story. Yes, both sides of the story.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:28. Make that 27. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5:27. 现在几点了？5点27分. 27 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Parents and guardians, do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. So we mentioned Louis Pasteur a short while ago, and you see where the word pasteurization comes from. P-A-S-T-E-U-R, Pasteur, Louis Pasteur. And here's another commonly used product. Diesel, that's somebody's name, D-I-E-S-E-L. Rudolf Diesel is best known for the engine that bears his name, but few know that he was also a respected engineer, a linguist, a social theorist, and a connoisseur of the arts. But it was his diesel engine that changed the world, proving more efficient than steam and used on everything from locomotives to boats, eventually revolutionizing the automobile later in the century. The world lost this bright star today when Diesel jumped overboard while crossing the English Channel on a cruiser committing suicide at age 55. And speaking of diesel, the EcoCharger is a cleaner diesel engine emission system. It improves the performance of diesel cars because it reduces smoke emission, fuel consumption, and allows cars to run for 150,000 miles without major maintenance. The EcoCharger works on the fuel before combustion, so there is no need for a catalytic converter to clean up the exhaust afterwards. Because of the EcoCharger, we can all breathe cleaner air. Do you know who invented the EcoCharger? A Jamaican. That's right. A Jamaican. The EcoCharger was invented by Ron Headley, son of the legendary cricketer Sir George Headley. In fact, Ron Headley also played cricket at the highest level, and like his father, played for Worcestershire. Ron Headley was born in Kingston on June 29, 1939. Headley was awarded a British patent for the EcoCharger innovation in 1985. His son, Dean Headley, played international cricket for England. That's another piece of history for you here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Here's another significant development in Jamaica. 1937, Kingston's new Coronation Market, Jamaica's first open all-day and all-night market, opened its iron gates to the public on this day in 1937. Mrs. S.R. Cargill, wife of His Honor, the Custos of St. Andrew, who was also chairman of the Markets and Slaughterhouse Committee, and Lady Cuff, wife of the Custos of Kingston, the Honorable N.B. Livingston, were the two ladies who swung the gates open. They received a hearty round of applause. The Honorable Hubert Ashton Lasselve Simpson as mayor had done, he said, everything in connection with the scheme before he left for England, and his council had carried on. It cost £8,000 to build Coronation Market. It was felt that with the establishment of Coronation Market, Grass yards or higgler shops would eventually go out of existence. According to Mayor Simpson, over the last 30 years, Kingston had grown to a considerable extent, and some 12 years earlier, it became necessary for the municipality to start considering how they could find adequate market accommodation for the people. The police courts became congested with a number of prosecutions for selling on the streets, and the corporation had always to be urging for a lenient operation of the law because they could provide nothing to relieve the situation. Their markets closed at 4 o'clock, and if people did not sell their goods by that hour, they had to go about the streets trying to sell them. Now, that market was intended to deal with that difficulty. It was the first market in the island that would be kept open all day and all night. Interestingly enough, next to this story published in the Gleaner on September 30, 1937, was an ad promoting Edwin Charley's coronation rum. According to the ad, worth a crown, but yours for 1 and 6. Once it's in your glass, you'd never believe your drink of coronation costs so little. 1 and 6. Once it's in your glass, you'd never believe your drink of coronation costs so little. 1 sip. And you know that here at last is a superior rum, priced as low as the lowest, for only by the label which reads, Coronation, can this clean, cool, old Jamaica be distinguished from many brands of higher costs. It's another piece of our history for you. And there's the story of the great Reverend Dr. Gladstone Wilson, who was selected for the position of Chancellor of the Vicariate, an ecclesiastical connected with the bishopric. He succeeds Father Shea, who has now joined the Fathers at Winchester Park, North Street, Kingston. This is the first time in the history of the Roman Catholic mission in Jamaica that a Jamaican had been appointed to the post of Chancellor, and is seen as another, or was seen at the time, as another step towards the fulfillment of the desire of the authorities of the church to gradually build a native clergy and placing natives in positions of responsibility. I think we're going to leave it there for now. Those are just some of the stories of our past as a nation. And so let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Have you ever wondered what gives our eyes their color? The shape of the eye is round, except for a little bulge that sticks out in front where the light enters. This bulge, which curves outward in front, is called the cornea. The camera film of the eyes is the retina. It is made up of 10 very thin layers of cells, and it lines the entire inside of the eye. To regulate the light coming in, we have the iris and the pupil of the eye. The iris is the circle of color, and the pupil is the light black dot in the center. Directly behind the iris and the pupil lies the lens. The lens is elastic and adjusts itself to long or short distance vision. It is the lens that bends the waves of light so that they will all come to a focus on the retina. When we look into someone's eyes, the color we see is in the iris. The reason for this is that the fibers of the iris have pigments, also known as melanin. In them, they have these pigments, I beg your pardon, in them to protect the iris against light. The back part of the iris has most of the pigments. The front part, almost none. Furthermore, if there's a great deal of melanin and it is close to the surface, the eyes, as a result, will be a darker color. Brown eyes have more melanin that is also closer to the surface than do blue eyes. The color then is merely a reflection of the melanin or pigments from the back part of the iris. Melanin, by the way, is also what gives us our skin and hair color. I think we have shared enough information with you for today. Let's go to the break.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Ameritrans International Logistics Limited is a marine and air logistics and supply chain support company. We provide cost-effective and efficient freight forwarding. Located at Shop 7, Seabed Arcade, King Street, Kingston. With international agents in the USA, Canada, and the UK. Call 876-948-0337 or visit our website, www.maretrans.com. For a free consultation, call 876-997-9559. Maretrans. We help you to keep your promises.
Need water for agricultural purposes? Apply to the National Irrigation Commission for your irrigation services. Let's grow smart and eat smart with irrigated agriculture. Call National Irrigation Commission at 876-927-6727. Visit their website at www.nicjamaica.com or visit any of their office locations today. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Thanks a lot for staying with us. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:13. 现在几点了？5点加13分。13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have you been today? Or how productive have we been today? Hello to Inez Ayona Campbell. Good afternoon to you. She says, good afternoon, everyone. A rainy weekend we're having. Hope you'll stay dry and warm, Inez Ayona Campbell. Norman Hines in St. Thomas says, blessed afternoon, Sir Dervan, Malcolm, and listeners. Blessed afternoon to you too, Norman Hines. And let's see. Let's go over to, we still have some messages to clear. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. You can send your text messages and your WhatsApp messages. And yes, we know we're close to the end of today's program, but we still have a few minutes for you to get in a couple of calls. In the meantime, let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Mr. Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, all right. You know, I was very surprised to see Power 106 promoting the Mormon Church.
Well, we have no control over that. It's a decision from
by the authorities of
yes,
Power 106.
yes.
Okay. Just want to say something that's not so happy. It's a fact. It's written in history that they believe that Jesus Christ and Lucifer are blood brothers.
Oh.
There are many sad things about them. It's in history. It's not a slander by me.
Well,
and did you know that they used to hit black man one time?
I haven't been schooled in the history of that church.
Yeah. I am shocked. Black people are the strangest people on earth, I think. Black people will go anywhere and join anything. It's strange. I don't understand black people, really, I don't. They're in Africa now. Can you believe that? Africa. I mean, there's a big... Anyway, let's keep watching them and see what happens.
Yeah, well, we live in a pluralistic world.
I understand, yes. And that is the problem, too. This globalization thing is a destruction to the knowledge of God, I think. And I believe this idea of one, we're all one, I think that's total nonsense. Total nonsense. This song when Jimmy could sing, we're one and we're one. I am one using is total foolishness. It's impossible. Never in the history of life has mankind been one. Maybe except when there was a building tower of Babel. People, Jesus Christ said, come to divide, man. Did you know that, sir?
Oh, it's in the scripture?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, but I could go and ask you one.
All right. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5, text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346, 876 365 3346. And let's go to another of the messages here on both sides of the story. We did glimpse a link that was sent to us by Franklin MacDonald in Guelph, Canada. Let's see if we can bring that up right now and see the nature and extent of the information being provided. It's taking a while to load. This was published in USA Today online. And still a little slow in uploading. But in the meantime, we continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM. Right, so here's the information that Franklin MacDonald in Guelph, Canada sent to us. The story asks the question, will a shutdown affect my flight? What to know about air travel if Congress doesn't act? So the story says, with a government shutdown all but certain at this point, you may be wondering what it means for your upcoming travel plans. The good news is it probably won't have an immediate overwhelming effect on your ability to fly. That doesn't mean a shutdown is cost-free for the travel sector, though. Longer-term impacts could actually result in more headaches down the road than a lot of canceled flights over a few days. So here's what you need to know about who stops coming to work in the aviation world when the government shuts down and what it means for your upcoming flight. Air traffic controllers are considered essential workers even during a government shutdown, so they'll continue working even though they won't be getting paid. Past experience tells us that the controllers have a limited amount of patience for such a situation, however. During the 2019 shutdown, air traffic controllers started calling out sick at much higher rates after about 2 weeks, which actually moved the needle on getting Congress to act on addressing the funding impasse. Transportation Security Administration agents, like air traffic controllers, are considered essential and will continue working during a government shutdown. So TSA screenings should proceed as normal. Will international travel be affected by a government shutdown? Customs and Border Protection officials who process travelers entering the US are considered essential and will continue working during a shutdown. Similarly, visa applications will continue to be reviewed for foreign visitors. And the question continues, and the information is accompanying the headlines and the pictures and so on. So thank you very much, Mr. McDonald, for sharing the information as usual. And all the very best to you. And here is Horace, otherwise known as Spider. He says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. You know, I really miss the Breakfast Club with Anthony Abrams and Beverly Manley. Remember, whenever war going on in a certain community, the Breakfast Club normally get in on and try to get both sides together, and they try solve the problem. These morning programs and evening programs don't do that anymore. The Breakfast Club is truly missed, says Horace, also known as Spider. Well, all it takes is perhaps a submission, Horace, otherwise known as Spider, perhaps a submission from you, a letter or some other documentation to say, this is what used to happen. We think this should resume. Can you please take a look at this proposal for us to have the program going again, and so on and so forth. Yeah, for starters, go ahead and remember a lot of the things that have happened in the world, in the history of the world, have been brought about by one person. The power of one person. So, nothing tried, nothing done, they say. Horace, otherwise known as Spider. Velta Wilson says, thanks for the science lesson on the eye. That's the subject I teach. Oh, really? That's good to know, Velta Wilson. That's good to know. Thank you very much for your message. And Nicola in Central Jamaica. Good afternoon to you, Nicola. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. as we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Oops, look at the time. And we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Friday, the 29th of September, 2023. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Have a great weekend.
That's why I carry one. We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Side of the story. There's both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
You